Hey there everybody, this is Eric from Outer Limitless.
And it's Carlos from Daily Carry Solutions.
We're here in Atlanta today to cover Blade 2019.
Now there is a lot of material to cover between June 7th and June 9th. These 3 days have a lot coming, so stay tuned.
You're gonna like it.
How are you this year? I'm good, buddy. Good to see you again. Thank you, I appreciate that.
This is Carlos live and direct from Blade Show 19 with Dave Canterbury right here from the Pathfinder Knife Shop.
How's it going,
nice
man?
to meet you again, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, man.
I guess you can consider this a continuation of last year's video.
Sure.
I came in here from basically as a proxy for Outer Limitless with a mission to be able to find a quality knife under $100,
okay.
you know, that could get the job done. I think that, you know, I don't think that there was anyone better to stop by than the Pathfinder Knife Shop.
I appreciate that, man.
I'm a big fan of the Dirty by Design line.
Well, thank you.
I really like the quality knives that you guys are putting out, and most importantly, you know, you touch on all the important knives of the important points of a knife,
right.
Without having to break the budget for somebody that wants to go out there and actually use their knives and not keep them as safekeepers. So basically, like I said, this is going to be part 2 of the year. I know that we touched up on the mountain lion last year.
Yep.
We'd like to go ahead and check out some of the, you know, the other knives that I feel that you, based on your experiences, that you would recommend to some viewers that would like that kind of a knife.
See some different handle materials. Playing around with Karaite now, maybe?
Those are just one-offs, most of that. That stuff's just, we're not really, those aren't production line knives. Our production line knives are staying pretty much with the, you know, the standard micarta and curly maple. But we do make some one-offs into Karaite and things like that, and different handle materials that we're trying out, just to make some fancier knives for people that want them.
Yeah, it's pretty.
What we did this year was we came out with a new knife, and this is the Survival, the PKS Survival, and it has that French trade knife platform with a nice barrel handle, so you can get a good solid grip on it, no matter what kind of grip you're putting on the knife. Feels about the same in your hand. There's a reason a broom handle's around. You know, broom handle's around, so no matter how you got it in your hand, it feels exactly the same. And so that's what we stayed with this, because this was really meant to be more of a one-tool option type knife. This is the only tool I've got. It has to be bulletproof. This is it. It's got a 1095. You got 5 inches of cutting surface on there. You got a nice big wide grip on there. So even if you got large hands like mine, you're going to have something hanging out the other end. It feels comfortable in your hand. It's got a good deep choil on it, so you don't slip up on the blade if you're piercing something with it. 3/16, 90-degree spine, dirty by design, right? So,
amen, yeah.
I mean, that's just it. So, and we're making that knife in both the curly maple as well as the camo micarta, which is here. And so that's our main new knife for this year as far as a PKS knife goes.
Okay.
Now we still have the standard Scorpion, which is the knife that I carry almost every day.
I was going to ask you that. So.
Yeah, actually the knife on my hip right now is a Scorpion. You know, it looks it's a little more battered than the other ones are.
Nice. Did you make that yourself?
I made this one myself. The handle's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Same material. I mean, this is walnut, but I faceted the handle a little bit to fit my hand better, index better in my hands. But other than that, it's the same exact knife.
I mean, you can do that when you know your own hand's ergonomics. You need to make a production model.
Yeah, when you're making a production knife, it's got to fit the masses, you know. And there's nothing wrong with taking a knife that you buy that's a production knife and modifying it to make it your own.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And I encourage people to do that kind of stuff. And we sell blade blanks for that reason, so people can make their own knives.
That's good to know.
Yeah, we do sell blade blanks on our website of several designs that we have.
That's smart.
And then we have the HD Scorpion, which is a larger blade. It's got a 5-inch blade on it instead of a 4-inch blade, and it's 3/16 instead of 1/8 inch. So this gives you that kind of a one-tool option in a narrower blade, if that's your preference over, say, a French trade knife design. If you want more of a Scandinavian style blade, you go with the HD. And this is a really popular blade as well, and it comes in both micarta as well as curly maple as well. Now this one here, this is probably my second favorite. This is the one I carry whenever I'm hunting big game, deer and things like that. During trapping season, I carry this knife.
Wildcat.
This is the Wildcat, yeah. This has got the advantage of having that nice, you know, 4.25 inch blade, which is really what you want if you're not using it for a one-tool option. I got an axe, I got a saw. I can get away with a thinner knife. It's going to hold a good edge. It's going to be really good for lifting skin up off the sternum, rib cage, things like that. You want that wider blade profile for that, so you're not getting into the guts of the animal very easy, and you can lift that stuff up. So you got a little bit of a drop point, spear point design with this. and it's comfortable in the hand. Again, this one's got more of a grip on it because you're going to be using this thing for skinning and things like that, but it's easy to choke up on. It fits just perfect for skinning for that reason. So we left it like that for that reason. And it also comes in micarta and the curly maple. Got a few little neck knives that people always want that stuff. You know, we've got the one that says PKS and the skeleton that you could wrap if you wanted to or not. We've got this one that we came out with this year. That's the same spear point that we've always had on our website. We just put some handles on it this year. So people could have a little bit of a handle option if they didn't want to wrap it. So we came out with a few of those just for the show. It's not something we even saw on our website. These are only available at the show. Now this knife here, this is kind of like this was my special project for the year, okay? There's an organization out there called Conservation Ranger Operations Worldwide. And they're the guys who are the anti-poacher training guys that train anti-poaching crews overseas and things like that, and anti-poaching tracking, trap dismemberment, things like that. And they approached me about making a collaborative knife with them because they wanted some knives in their nonprofit. So I had to figure out a way to make a knife design that they wanted and give them knives. So to do that, what I decided to do was get a design that I was confident with, make 100 of them that were going to be a special offer of 1 to 100 numbered, certificate of authenticity, and a C.R.O.W support morale patch is going to come with the knife, and sell those 100, and that profit would pay for the 20 that we're going to give them.
Wow, okay.
So we're going to give them 20 knives and sheaths, and these 100 are going to pay for that.
Nice.
So this knife had to be a certain design. It needed to be a 5-inch cutting surface. We're close to it. This is like 4 7/8. They also wanted it to be something that was capable of piercing the skull of an animal in case one of the rangers are being attacked. Okay. So that's why it's got that false bevel on the top that goes down to 3/16 to give it that piercing capability. But it's not a dagger. It's actually 3/16 down to 3/32. So it's a reduction in the material to give it more piercing capability, but it's not a dagger. So you can still baton it, you can still use it for a bush knife.
I was going to say, it still looks extremely durable.
It's got a really good 90-degree spine right on that thumb swell right there, so you can strike a Ferris and rod with it, process material with it, and it only comes in that curly maple handle with a leather sheath.
Very nice. I got to say, that's an exceptional knife. I mean, you know, the Conservation Rangers Operations Worldwide, they have a great knife in their hands on behalf of Dave Canterbury and the Self Reliance Outfitter, you know, camp and Pathfinder Knife Shop. I mean, one thing that that really wasn't mentioned, that's something that I've always liked about this Dirty by Design line is the parts of the blade that are actually dark. That's actually as a result of the heat treatment. That's something that you guys leave on as a part of the heat treatment. That's not any PVD coating, that's not any DLC coating, anything like that. That's something that comes straight off of the heat treatment. They keep it nice and natural, and I think that adds to the overall look of the knife. I think and it lets you know once you've used it that it's been well loved. I mean, you saw Dave's knife. I'm sure it had it before and went through, you know, what it's been through.
Yeah, it looked just, I mean,
it has a nice story behind it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it looked just like that. Yep. A little worn down now and, you know, a little cleaned up, razor sharp still. Yep. But it's used and abused. But that's what tools are for. Yeah, exactly. Tools are to use, you know. So if I want a signal mirror, I'll go buy one, right? This thing doesn't need to be bright and shiny, it just needs to do the job. Yep. So there's no sense in going through the extra processes of making that knife all shiny when it's just going to get dirty anyway. So this is dirty by design. It's supposed to be dirty.
Good hard use user's blade.
Exactly. It's a user's knife. And being able to not do that final process of trying to shine that knife up allows it to be sold for less money because you don't have extra labor intensity.
And that just goes to show, I mean, just because you're buying a knife on a budget doesn't mean it has to be a cheap knife. I mean, it can be very high quality at a great budget, you know, to where anybody from any walk of life can pick up one of these and really put it to work, you know, regardless of what's in your pocket at the time. I mean, you can pick up one of these for, you know, like I did last year with the Mountain Lion for less than $100.
Very nice, great quality.
Really nice line of knives you got here, and I wish you the best, Dave. Thank you so much for taking a moment to talk to us.
No problem. The second one, brother.
All right.
The second one right there.
Nice. All right, beautiful. Yeah, because the first one's 101, right?
Yep.
So this is the second?
And this is the advanced.
Yeah, this is what I want. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I was just saying, literally, I don't know the last time I read a book cover to cover, and I read your 101 cover to cover. So.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, it was a good read. Well done, and taught me a lot.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Hey. You're the man.
All right, bro.
Appreciate it.
No worries.